We would like to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Mohan Sitaram, to address the gathering. Mohan Sitaram is the global head for people initiatives at Subex. Sir has nearly 20 plus years of experience in managing and leading multiple facets of the human resource function for several organizations like Mindtree, HCL, Emphasis, and ANZ. Sir has been a core member in managing 9 acquisitions. The highlights of his stint include his contribution in public listing, global employment norms, and best employer branding. He is one of the few people in the world to hold both senior HR and global professional HR certifications from Human Resource Certification Institute. Sir, SITM welcomes you to Communique 17. I request Sir to kindly preside over the keynote session and share his insights.
People are still with us? Are you there? Good. Well, I can't tell you how honored I am to be in the midst of you. And through me, you have also bestowed the privilege on Subex, the company I work for, which gives meaningful profession to about 1,000 telecom professionals and runs their kitchen. And they also run the kitchen of some overheads like me. Over the next 2 days, you will listen to a lot of eminent speakers who will speak on telecom, the technology, the future of technology, the trend, so on and so forth. Okay? Coming from a 25-year-old company, telco company, Subex, it was natural that the institute did ask me to speak to you on telecom. That was an easy route to take. But you know, the concern I have is this. What it is today, what actually can I share with you as of today, is better learned on Google. Agreed? You guys know to use Google better than any one of us. And the second piece, which is about the future, right? The trends, what is going to happen tomorrow, all those things, forgive me for my French, is absolute BS. You know, I really think, really, you know, I and you spoke about how life will change once 3G comes. We spoke the bigger wave of 4G. We also spoke that LTE will change the way we breathe. Yes or no? Well, none of that. I'm not at any point of time demeaning the predictions or trivializing it, but having said that, we all look like little Nostradamus and that doesn't fly. So let's keep the predictions out and the telco piece of it out. That also makes me look little intelligent because I get exposed when I speak telcos, right? So let's not talk technology, let's speak on people aspects when there is disruption in technology. You know, I have a set of SITM students, all your seniors sitting at office trying to set up a consulting business for us. I caught up with them and did ask them, they're real brilliant kids. I just called you brilliant. You need an applause for yourself. So I went and asked them, if there is something I need to speak, what is that which is more relevant for you? And they asked me 2 questions. They asked me, help us understand what all the people aspects in the ever-changing ecosystem. The second question they asked me is that what guarantees us success? I'm not getting into the definition of success in a philosophical way. I know I'm old, but I'm not that old too to talk about the philosophy of success. Success is what you and me believe success is. Fair enough? So they wanted me to tell them what it is. Okay? The success, let me park it for a minute. You know, there is a very heavy wind for all of us at different stage to try to look cooler, which is in somebody else's definition. The world has already seen Mark Zuckerberg. The world already has Condoleezza Rice. The world already has Indra Nooyi. The world already has Amitabh Bachchan, Katrina Kaif, Karina, whoever. You know what the world still does not have? It's you. The world does not have you. So the most important thing is to celebrate you and create a position for you, because it is about being you, everyone else is already taken. I went to a vernacular school. My elementary school was in vernacular, my higher middle school was in vernacular. And when I was put into an English medium, there were two languages which looked equally strange for me. And one was Latin and another was English. I had no idea what English all about. Opening a dual language dictionary was not an option because I had to open it 4 times for a line. I couldn't read. It looked absolutely strange. I used to buy a vernacular book, open page 48 of that, open 48 of the textbook and try to make sense out of it. There are 2 things which naturally evolved out of it. One, it is about, if at all I ever earn in my life, I'll earn by speaking English. Today SITM is not paying me for speaking English, but Subex still pays me, right? So that is one. And the second thing which clearly evolved was, instead of being someone, it's about being me. That clearly evolved. So let me come back to the questions your brilliant seniors asked me on what is happening in the disruptive market. There are so many things changing, technology is changing. What will happen to me? When we were sharing a cup of coffee, we were talking about the jobs are going to go because of AI and ML, things like that. Of course, jobs always went. I'm not trivializing it ever. When Tongas moved to auto rickshaws, the Tonga guys lost their jobs. But beautifully they upgraded themselves to be from Tonga riders to auto drivers, and the only person who lost the job was the horse there, right? Nobody lost the job. So, let me go back to a theory of 18th century. I keep repeating that I'm old but not that old. So 18th century, there was a zoologist called Jean, if I'm right, Jean Baptiste, who spoke about why giraffes have a longer neck. Do you guys remember? Are you there? Is there anybody still listening? Okay, good. So Jean said that during famine, giraffe stretched its neck to the part of the greenery which other herbivorous animals could not, and stretched its neck and survived. And he piggybacked on Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest and said that it stretched its neck became taller, longer, and that's how it survived. Which passed on the DNA to the next generation. Gregor Mendel came later and he cut the tail of the mouse to say that of 3 generations, to say that any change in one life would not go into the DNA. If I'm a bodybuilder, my son can't be born as a bodybuilder, kind of things. He disproved Jean, but leave the zoologists with their theory. I actually love Jean's theory. The question I'm asking you, all of you at the cliff of becoming professionals in life, is that who stretched the neck of the giraffe? Who stretched? SITM? Neither SITM nor a company like Subex would stretch your neck. You got to stretch your neck. Nobody is going to do it for you. At best, the institutes and the companies will show you the greenery and the top of the tree. But who is going to stretch your neck? You are going to stretch your neck. So life is all about constantly learning, adding skills, getting into this, the new technology, all the great things which you are going to learn, but constantly keep learning, keep asking yourself, how significant are you to the company you work for. And when you are not significant to the company, not significant to the industry, not significant to the technology, which is changing, I and you will become those horses who lost their jobs. Are you with me? But if not, we can continue to be giraffe. Now let me come back to the questions, right? Again, the second question was, how would you guarantee success of people? There are many books which I have read in the recent past, and apart from 5 Minds of Future, if there is one book which I really fall back on, it is Subrato's Professional. All of you again are at that stage that you are going to be professionals in life. You are going to be running engineering, you are going to be running HRs, you are going to be running consulting business, you are going to be entrepreneurs, you are going to be our APAC sales guy, whatever. But remember, what determines your success against not so successful is that how professional you are. And in his words, he has actually three simple points. I love these point things. I never read textbooks. I read some précis part of it, which made my job easier to write the exam. So, and social media is all about bullet points, right? So it helps. So the 3 bullet points, the first thing he spoke about was that how will you work unsupervised? Understand this. All of us have got so used to being supervised all the time. Our parents did that. Our teachers did that. SITM professor does that. We are always being supervised. And we work at best when we are being supervised. That's also probably got to do with little part of the eastern part of the world. In my stint of about 7-8 years, I was managing HR for North America. So from plumber to a CEO probably gives me a slightly different feeling of working unsupervised, but park that piece away. And I worked in China for some time. That's a conversation for some other day. Anyway, so working unsupervised is the first quality of a professional. Last evening, I came in late to the campus. I was hanging around outside here, meeting a couple of your friends, and I met a very interesting guy called Abhilash Katkar. Abhilash, are you here? There's so much of light, I can't see. Abhilash, are you there? You're there. Come over. So this guy, I asked him, what do you do? He says, sir, I can fix up laptops. I asked, what? He said, yeah, I can fix up laptops. What kind of laptops do you fix? He says, from Chromebook to MacBook, anything you want, I'll fix. And I asked him, what keeps you going? He says, what keeps me going is that I lose track of my life and time. Correct? Is that what you said? He said, I lose track of my life and time while I do what I like. He's not working supervised. He's working unsupervised. Thank you. The bright possibility that you don't remember the auto driver who took you to your elementary school, he's not working supervised. The nurse or the midwife, depending on where you were born, who delivered you, cut your umbilical cord and declared that you have, when you cried, declared that you have arrived in this world, is not working supervised. She exactly know what to do. So working unsupervised is the first piece of being a professional. The second piece is actually declaring, certifying the completion of something, which is very difficult. The AV clips you saw, you all liked it, correct? Who certified that they are correct? Instead of red, we would have preferred some orange. Instead of orange, we would have preferred some blue, correct? But who certified it to be complete are the people who made it. The florist who designed the lamp next to me, which was there in the morning, exactly knew how to do it. She or he certified that it's complete, it needs no other flower. That's a very important attribute. And the last thing, which is the most important piece, is integrity. Strauss-Kahn was heading IMF. He was to pull France and Spain out of the economic crisis. He was one of the most powerful guy in the world. Correct? Did he lack money? Did he lack intelligence? Did he lack business acumen? He had all that. He lacked integrity. Shubrata Roy of Sahara, he had brilliant guy, lacked integrity. Dr. Malya, they had all other resources you can think of, but they did not fall for any bigger things. They fell for very, very small things in life, and that's got to do with integrity. Integrity is always taking the right path against the convenient. Just understand this very clearly. Every time in life we see that fork. One is called the right, which goes little bend, longer way, tougher way, and another is called convenient. Doing all the time right against convenient will keep you there as professionals. Are you with me? There is one question which I'm asked very frequently whenever I go to colleges. People ask me that I do MacBook fixing, I do urban dancing, I do that, this, and there was one guy in the team called Abhinav, one of your senior from the school, who actually asked me, I would only join you if you allow me to play soccer. So people keep asking me that there are a lot of interests and passions we have developed over a period of whatever number of years. Once we take up the job, will all that die down? So it will not. In any company, it will not. But specific to the company I'm with, I have a small clip going with the trend of SATM, AV clips, not of that quality, but I have a small clip for you. I'll say goodbye to you after that.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time.
Thank you. If only I had Mitali sing at our office, I would have danced a little better. Anyway, are there any questions? Am I good to go? Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us your valuable experiences and insights. I invite my colleagues to felicitate sir with a memento as a token of our gratitude and appreciation.
As long as you don't ask me to dance,
Okay, sir.